Tell me when we start, because I'm going to do a big yawn to really get the energy up.
Shake. Dogs to help.
The arsonist had oddly shaped feet. Are you vocally warmed up? I just edited out 10 more minutes of that. Welcome. Start things off. My name is Cameron Tomley. I play medium in the show.
Allegedly.
There's no way to prove that.
Yeah, you can't prove it.
I'm in hiding, which is why they call me medium in the show.
My name is Small. I have no fortune-telling powers. I am also in the show.
My name is Large. I am slightly bigger than these two. But my real name's Ari.
Oh, dang it. When I sit down, you do look taller
I
than
know, I
me.
have a very long torso.
I have a very tiny torso.
I'll crunch down real short.
Let's go a little bit more about us. So to start things off, our first question, what is our role in the show? Ooh.
In the show, I'm the flyer, which means I generally come in last. The two guys start bits, and I play from the outside, and then usually eventually I'll come in and climb to the top and hula hoop or juggle or do some other sort of apparatus at the top. I feel like my biggest defining feature in the show that's maybe different from you guys is I feel like a lot of my job involves just trusting, don't fear the reaper, stay tight, and trust the guys are going to do the balancing, and I just focus on being brave.
While we wildly sneeze in allergy season and shake our body.
Yeah, we don't do anything.
No. Oh, that's awesome. I will also say that I feel like part of your current role is you also have backstage stuff that you do for us, which includes like costuming, which is really awesome. She's who makes us look, so good, and also reminds us to point our toes.
That's true. I forgot that there's more parts of this job than just the onstage part, which is actually a lot of it. So yeah, backstage, I do costumes. I every once in a while go, hey, why don't we put a mat down?
Oh, smart. Lifeguard.
Lifeguard sometimes, and maybe continuity. I feel I'm the lifeguard and the tattletale.
No,
Your words, not ours.
Yeah, exactly. She keeps us safe and kicking
And
butt.
consistent.
Yeah.
Safe.
And as we're talking about staying grounded, I'm the base. I'm on the ground. I'm the human crash pad and the anchor to make sure that the stunt stays up. Also, demolitions expert.
Yeah, that's accurate.
Yeah.
I was a prop builder,
Yeah.
mechanic,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
fixer of things.
Demolitions and Instagram.
It is, yeah.
And if you have been following any of our social media and you've been enjoying the delicious comedy on the posts, that's this guy right here making all of that happen and choosing the great posts. He is also the one that when we have a new prop that looks like it's going to murder us, it's usually he who is designing it, usually finding ways to make it safe, but make it look like it is full of murder.
Yes. Tetanus, I believe we call that.
Yeah. So my job is to be the one in the middle. So usually I'm in the non-structural position, kind of getting shaked about, but trying to keep it tight. And then I would say the other part of my job is being skill monkey. So to pick up different odd circus skills to then incorporate into the show, or to start sharing with the team as we all pick up additional moves that the crowd loves.
Yeah. You also have been known to do backstage things.
Yeah, I will say, good call. So I'm also, that's a good call. I'm also the one who does our contracting, our negotiations. I line things up with the events we're at, and I usually will do the facilitating and organizing for our merch stuff as well. However, we do take turns on that depending on what we're doing. So a lot of that backstage stuff, I try to keep a handle on that, and ordering in what we need for our merch, staying on top of those.
Yeah, Cameron's the computer organizing, reordering, talking to management guy.
Yeah,
He's the guy that if I made a joke on stage and it came out wrong and we get yelled at, it's Cameron's the one that gets yelled at, so I don't have to.
It's all good. I feel like part of my job is just making
Not that
friends,
happens.
making friends with management. And we really like that we get to work places. We've chosen to work at festivals that really love what we do and trust in what we do. So luckily we don't have to deal with as much of that as maybe we did, 20 years ago. But yeah, let's go to the next one.
What What's your favorite thing to do in the Barely Balanced show?
Ooh. I will say my favorite thing to do in this show is the new jokes. I absolutely love when we have a new joke for the show. I feel like there's like an adrenaline leading up to it. You get so excited to see how the crowd's going to enjoy it. And then when it does hit really hard, in a way it feels better to me than when we have a new stunt. Because I think comedy, it gets to the soul of people and it unites the entire audience into that moment.
I would say right now, my favorite part, and it's just at the Maryland Fair, is when we go into Stairway, which is our first stunt, and Margaret stands onto my feet, and then Cameron lifts up the crowd. There's an audible, like, increase in their thrill of that stunt.
Yeah.
It's very neat.
Like we hit the gravity-defying moment,
Yeah.
and you can tell the whole crowd is going like, "What?"
Yeah.
up?"
Yeah. Margaret stands on the feet, and they go, "That's the trick."
Yeah.
And then I go, "That's not the trick yet." And then Cameron picks his legs
Oh
up.
yeah.
It's really neat.
Yeah, if you watch really close, Ari just does this down there at the bottom.
How do you know? You're up there. What,
I-
are you not doing your job?
I assume that's what you're doing. I have no idea.
So-
Can't see it. My favorite thing about the show at this point in my career, my favorite thing is when I get to have goofy little like asides with the audience. So sometimes if the guys say a joke or it's a joke between them, of course I'll react to it as well. So I have doing something on stage. And a lot of times if you guys say a joke, I'll be able to react to like one person over there and get to have this little like eye contact moment with them of like, and I am trying to find different times in the show to do that because it's very fun for me.
Of the places we tour, which one is your favorite?
What's my favorite place to tour and why? This is one of those questions people ask and there's no straight answer for. It's a very political answer, but it's also true, is that every festival has great things about it and every festival has challenges, like every job in the world.
And there's a reason we go to each place. Like we have chosen to do these festivals because there's a reason we really love them.
Yes, absolutely. So you may have one festival where the actual day, like where our stage is, the show times, the working day is so easy and fun, and the crowd is really fun, but there's like not a lot to do during the week. Or you might have a different fair that's the exact opposite, where our stage times are a little odd and we're in an odd spot, but once we get them, it's fun. It just takes a little extra effort. But then during the week, there's a ton of different friends in town and things to do and just like, stuff to explore. So they all have things about them that are worth doing. Yeah.
Georgia, our favorite is Georgia.
No.
So I would agree with everything that Margaret just said, but I will say for me, Georgia wins out because the weekend is so fun, and there is a sushi restaurant just down the road who has decided they love us, and they just give us like $100 worth of free stuff every time we come in, and it become like family to us. So for me, I will say that
Don't
one.
give it away. They'll stop giving us free stuff.
Oh,
Man.
you're right.
Be cool about it.
I mean,
Cool.
there's other sushi
Cool.
places too that also treat us that way. They're not the only one.
Wink.
We're looking for sponsors.
Yeah. If you know how to make sushi, please help. We have a problem. My favorite fair we do is Georgia, just because that's the first place I ever really performed. And there's a little patch of grass that I did my solo show at that holds a real special place in my heart. And then the Arizona Fair, because it's in the desert, which is just beautiful. Because it's the beginning of the year, everything's blooming. It's just neat to be out in the desert.
Yeah. At the end already, you guys. What do you like most about working Renaissance festivals?
I like so we're almost at the end. It's only taken us 20 minutes to answer 4 questions.
That sounds like us.
Favorite thing about Renaissance festivals? One, we don't have to do our own marketing. We've done that before for fringe festivals. It's so much work. We just go out on stilts. People are here. They're ready to have fun. All I have to do is go, hey, sit down right here at this time and have fun with us.
They want to be entertained, which is so good.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
Yeah, it's not like a corporate event where the boss is watching or everybody's ready to cut loose, have fun, and I like how diverse of an audience we get to. We get such different ages and backgrounds, and it's just really fun.
Yeah. people just being goofy and letting loose. And
Yeah.
sometimes they've had a beer and they're a little extra wily, which can be fun.
Yeah, it seems like the crowd wants to cut loose and like be free, and I think the same for our show. I like that management doesn't overly seem to mind what we do as long as we're packing the house. So if we want to try out a new stunt, new joke, we just go for it. And I really like that we have that freedom to do that.
Yeah, the interactions on a daily basis with people is just so much fun when we are out on stilts, hanging out with those kids, getting to talk with them, just all that good stuff, I think.
Our superpower, and I'm glad you mentioned like creative freedom, because that is something I almost forget about. We write the show, right? We perform the show, we decide what stunts to do, how to do them, how to act, where to stand, like it's all us. And it's a lot to do, but we also don't really ask for permission much on things. Like if we have a gauge on what's appropriate and we just try stuff. And our superpower is getting to do 4 shows a day for 2 days every week. So if it doesn't work one time, we try something the next time. And I feel like that's a rare thing at festivals. We get to do that is different from other performing styles. Yeah.
Last
Oh my God, there's another one?
question.
What part of the show was most challenging for you to learn?
So what part of the show was the most challenging for me to learn?
Sitting still for
I will say this one's a little bit tough for me to answer because I started the show, so I haven't come in when it was already up and running. I will say, as far as challenging starting out, was I think just believing in ourselves that we could create something that people would find it to be of value. The idea that this is even an option, being just like a poor kid in Cleveland, but to be like, oh no, with no theater background or gymnastics, we can make this and people will love it, to the point where they've brought their kids and now their kids are bringing their kids to see it.
Yeah. I started telling people that's why I walk on stilts, is because their kids keep growing and getting taller, and I have to stay above them.
But what about for you guys? Would you say, coming in, what would you say was the most challenging aspect or part to learn?
Ooh, do you know what has just occurred to me? Learning my own rhythm, right? So it's a little tricky it's very easy at the beginning to come in and say, this is what time we practice, this is how we practice, this is what we practice. So I think the most challenging thing for me was learning what my body needs specifically to be the best on the weekends. Like how much stretching do I need? What type of weight training do I need? How much stunt technicality practice versus stretching, etc. That took some time to figure out, because it's one of those sort of unspoken things that it's so easy to not know. But once I learned it, things have been much more fun and smooth.
I would love to piggyback on that, because I would say something I've noticed with bringing in different members over the years is I love what you just said, and I think in addition to that is learning your own rhythm within the show. Because when you come in, there is a script, and it's easy to go, whoa, I'm coming in and I'm going to be this person, as opposed to learning who you are within the team, and I'm all about the script changing and growing and becoming that entity, and I think that can take sometimes one to even 3 years as we really bring out your personality for that to shine, and trust in who you are being awesome.
Yeah, I would agree. I think definitely didn't know the words for it, but yeah, finding that rhythm of what works for you during the practice, because you can easily do the 4 hours of practice, but if it's not jiving with you, you're grinding against it.
Yeah.
And I think working within that and finding how to communicate with a team has been really positive and really good.
Yeah, that is sort of our jam is communication. I mean, that's teamwork, I suppose, but yeah, the learning each other and how to communicate that's one of our big skills that we do every day.
So hey, thanks for hanging out with us, and hopefully you have some questions you'd like to communicate or chat with us more about. Give you a little bit of insight into who we are, what the show is about, and how we even just hang out together.
And if you need something blown up,
And if you need a really good costume,
And if you need to blow up a good costume,